Hi, it's Dr. Lara Wheeland here from Only Passing Through. Look, I know there's so much craziness and suffering in the world right now. It's just hard to keep up and it just seems easier to look away. I understand that. But I really want you to know that right now there is a massive humanitarian catastrophe underway. Russia is escalating its multi-year campaign to wipe out Ukraine's entire electricity and heating infrastructure. So they're hoping to freeze millions and break the spirit of Ukrainians. It's actually the coldest winter in Ukraine for about 15 years. Temperatures have been down to minus 22. They're forecasting maybe minus 25 this week, and there are already reports of people dying of cold, of carbon monoxide poisoning from generators, those who have them. Icicles are forming in buildings. If you look at this is a building in Kiev. This is the internal stairs. And, so buildings are cracking, pipes are cracking. Even if they could get heating back on in the future, a lot of the infrastructure won't work. It'll be wrecked. They're having to put out, public messages for how to dress your children, how to prevent them dying of hypothermia, how to keep warm. And every day, Russia is launching massive attacks determined to finish off what's left of their power infrastructure. In fact, as we're speaking and recording now, there are alerts coming up on Telegram. So as you can see, Russia's launched a second wave of missiles targeting Kiev. So that's the second one in the last hour. So it's left parts of the city without heat or electricity again. Russia's attacked Ukraine with ballistic missiles. And you can see here it's all over the place. It's happening everywhere, Tu-160s. And this is we're right in the middle of it right now, actually. And this was on the back of this intel showing the preparations, and that they are expecting now, so it's nighttime in Ukraine now, expecting 35 Kinzhal missiles, 800 Shaheds, 20 calibers, 20 Iskanders. These are all massive missiles. Think of the damage one missile does, and dozens of Kinzhal 101s. So this is going on right now, and what is the world doing about it? Millions are already without power, water and heating, and this is coming right now. And people's homes are being destroyed, and people are being killed and injured. And all the while, the USA president is inviting Putin to a peace council and rolling out the red carpet for him. Sorry to bring up politics, but it's not politics. It's humanity. It's open embracing of a genocidal war criminal. And where's the world outrage about this? Where's the outrage about what's happening to Ukraine right now? I can't hear it. What about suffering in other countries, though, you might say to me, well, it's not just Ukraine. Sure, Iran, it's terrible what's happening there. So the people there are standing up to an awful autocratic regime. They are being oppressed. They're protesting and they're being killed for it. But Russia's involved in that. Russia is an ally of Iran, and in fact they found that Russia is right now sending military equipment to help them kill protesters. They're sending equipment to jam communications to help suppress the protests. Iran has also sent a lot of missiles to Russia to rain down on Ukraine. So they're buddies. Russia's involved. What about Sudan? Yes, Sudan. Sudan doesn't even get any airtime really, and it's horrific what's happening there. Millions displaced, starving, people being killed, and the atrocities are mostly being committed by the RSF. RSF is funded by Russia. Russia causes chaos in Africa. They fund militias, they fund dictators, they prop them up, they do deals with them to get diamonds and gold and minerals to feed their war machine. So Gaza, what about Gaza, you'll ask me, of course. Well, that's not as clear, but yes, Russia is involved. So there's evidence that Russia was funding and training Hamas. They helped them with October 7, but they're also friends with Netanyahu, similar strategies, bombing civilians, autocratic dictators, birds of a feather and all of that. And Netanyahu bragged the other day about being Putin's best friend. So perhaps there he's playing both sides, and that chaos has helped distract from what he's doing in Ukraine. But it just feels like anywhere there's like terror and suffering in this world, Russia somehow seems to be involved. And who's standing up to them? Is it Australia? Well, no, we continue to buy fuel refined from Russian oil despite intensive lobbying of the Australian government. The AFU and others have been talking to the government about this. They know that we are doing this and nothing has changed. So we as Australians have provided more money to Russia for bombs through our fuel than we have in aid to Ukraine. And I will provide a link at the end where you can write to our government. You can tell them that hopefully you don't want to be paying for Russian bombs that kill and freeze children. So who's standing up to this evil? Ukrainians. They're the only ones who are paying the ultimate price. They're the ones that are standing up to them with their own lives and holding them at bay. They're the ones standing up for truth and freedom. And so that's why we see it as our priority to support Ukraine and the people suffering there and fighting there. When you stand with Ukraine, you're part of something bigger. You're standing with the people who are standing up for life, truth and freedom in this crazy, messed up world. And you are helping prevent so much suffering all around the world. So please join us in standing with them.